So we've got something a little different now. It looks very, very similar to the problem we had before, and it's going to start the exact same way. Right now I have negative 6 times x. What's the opposite of multiplying? Dividing. So instead of x times negative 6, we're going to do x divided by negative 6. So negative 6 divided by negative 6, that's 1, so it goes away. So I do have x. It says greater than. What's a negative divided by a negative? It's a positive, and 18 divided by 6 should be 3. And this is completely wrong. And by completely wrong, I mean that this is literally the exact opposite, this answer right here, of what we should have. The way that we know this is wrong is by checking our answer. And we haven't really spent a lot of time talking about that, so let's briefly do that. You can check the answer to an inequality just like you can check the answer to an equation. You plug your answer back in. But it doesn't mean I plug in a 3. Your solution says x is greater than 3. X is every number that is bigger than 3. So you need to pick a number that is bigger than 3 and plug it in to see if it works. So let's plug in a 5. 5 is bigger than 3. Negative 6 times 5, that would be negative 30. So if I plugged in a 5, it would say that negative 30 is greater than negative 18. No, it's not. Remember from Monday we were talking about on the number line, the bigger the negative number, the smaller it actually is. And we said negative 1,000 is extremely small. And numbers like negative 1 are actually very large for negative numbers. So negative 30 is not actually bigger than negative 18, which means that when I picked a number bigger than 3, it didn't work. This is the wrong solution. It's not that it's supposed to be a negative 3, because we did correctly say a negative divided by a negative is a positive, but if none of the numbers bigger than 3 work, we need to try the opposite. We need to try all the numbers that are smaller than 3. If you pick something smaller than 3, how about 0? 0 is smaller than 3. What's anything times 0? 0. And 0 is bigger than negative 18. So the numbers that are smaller than 3 are working. There's a rule for this that I need you to please write down. This is always going to happen. When you're solving an inequality, if you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must flip the inequality sign. There's one word in here that is extremely important. And it's this little word here, by. If you multiply or divide by a negative number, it does not matter that the negative 18 was negative. It does not matter that the final answer was a positive 3. What matters is this number here, the negative 6, that I wrote on both sides. I divided both sides by negative 6. If you divide by a negative number, you have to flip that inequality symbol around for your final answer. Every single time that you multiply or divide by a negative.